Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon Perna, and this is your Week 10 NFL What the Hell Happened During the Football Games of the Week recap. And we're starting with the Titans and Bengals. I don't think there would be a soul on earth who would believe me if I said, no, Vontaze Burfict didn't deserve to be ejected. But that is the truth, and that statement will only be true one time in human history. Marcus Mariota does two things very well. One, fake out defenders with fake pass attempts, which I'm still amazed that this tactic works. Pro defenders still bite on this play. This backyard, am I gonna throw it? When we all know I'm not? Oh shit, he does do that sometimes. I stand corrected. The other thing he does well is tackle after interceptions. I mean, that's a textbook stick on the defender. Move Mariota to safety. Speaking of players who shouldn't be making tackles, I present Denver Broncos left tackle Garrett Bowles. If this is your first time watching football, that may be confusing. But your tackle isn't supposed to make tackles, nor is a 300-pound lineman supposed to be able to chase down an NFL safety. Also confusing because a safety's job is not to ensure the safety of other players, but to inflict as much pain as possible on opponents. Justin Simmons was one of the bright spots for the Broncos on their continued downward spiral, as the Patriots easily defeated them 41-16. You may be thinking, oh, did Brock Osweiler lose this one for the Broncos? And the answer is fuck no. It was special teams. It's not a good evening for an NFL team when they give up a 100-yard kick return and when their starting linebacker accidentally catches more punts than their punt returner. According to Brandon Marshall on Twitter, even the Patriots were confused by him catching the punt, forcing them to ask, what the fuck are you doing? The Broncos' best play occurred when Brock Osweiler nearly decapitated a man on the sideline. Linebackers coach Reggie Herring did make a half-ass effort to put the execution on stay. The court denied the request. RIP sideline man. There are no two NFL franchises who have a greater history of losing than the Lions and Browns, and nothing highlights the Browns' elite ability to abort a victory in the second quarter like calling a QB sneak on the 2-yard line without any timeouts left with 15 seconds on the clock. Literally, any other play call was a better option in this situation. They could have run 2 pass plays and still kicked a field goal. Instead, they said, what's the legal drinking age? 21? Good. That's how many points we'll let the Lions score in the last 16 minutes of this game. The only guy playing like he gave a shit was Isaiah Crowell, who after the game said, I just want people to stop calling us the Browns. Josh McCown and Ryan Fitzpatrick faced off in Tampa Bay. Fitzpatrick used to be a Jet, now he's a Buck. McCown used to be a Buck, now he's a Jet. It's not a theme from West Side Story, it's a quarterback journeyman legacy, as these two QBs have played for 15 different NFL teams. And not once have any of those teams ever been good with them on the roster. Bucks win. And post-game, Fitzpatrick and McCown argued for about 6 hours as to who has had the longer journey in the NFL. The Bears are bad. No, the Packers are bad. No, they're both bad. Mitch Trubisky is the future because the present says he's still not any good, and neither are any of his wide receivers. Brett Hundley and Mitch Trubisky each threw 1 TD pass in a game that might be exciting in 2019. The Jets worked the Bills on primetime TV, and the Saints were on a 6-game winning streak heading into this game. Yet all week, I heard the Bills are a different team at home and the Saints can't play outside the dome. If you're a pro football analyst, and that's what you said prior to this game, you should be fined a game check, because the Saints are for real. Not as real as Bills fans who put their health at risk during every home game, more so than even any player in a Bills uniform. And when the Saints have 6 rushing touchdowns in one game, with 2 running backs eclipsing the 100-yard mark, you pretend like the moon is eclipsing the sun, strip naked, and run the length of the field in hopes it's dark enough that you won't be forced to register as a sex offender. That's what you do if you're a Bills fan during a blowout loss. The Seahawks beat the Cardinals Thursday night, but lost half their defense to injuries. The list of injured players for the Seahawks is longer than the amount of time it finally took to suspend Ezekiel Elliott. Without Zeke, this is what the Cowboys looked like. Yes, Zeke also played on the offensive line, scoring 1 touchdown and giving 27 to Atlanta, who scored with everyone not named Julio Jones. Me and Julio down by the schoolyard. And just 310 days after Kyle Shanahan let the world down in the Super Bowl, he got his first win as a head coach in the NFL against the New York Giants, which at this point is the equivalent of beating a college football team. And not even a top 10 seeded college team. Niners win! Niners win! And now are tied with the Giants as the other team in the league with 1 win. The Steelers should be forced to forfeit their game this week after letting the Colts think they were going to win for over 3/4 of this game. The Colts front office and medical staff should all be fired, as they never seem to believe that their quarterbacks are injured. Andrew Luck's shoulder is fine. He's a liar pussy man, making it all up in his head. And Jacoby Brissett definitely didn't suffer a concussion here. Brains can't get hurt. Put him back in the game. It's just a head injury that we won't pay for later. You want to fight a suspension? Oh, we got money for that. You need medical care? Go fuck yourself. This is a dangerous game and you knew that coming in. Yeah, that is bad. But the opposite of bad right now are the Vikings and Los Angeles Rams, who continue destroying teams who oppose them. This time, it's Tom Average and the Texans. Case Keenum, like Jared Goff, is forcing me to question everything I know about football. These 2 assholes combined for 7 touchdowns and 659 passing yards this week. Kirk Cousins was in the mix with 327 passing yards, but he was aided by one of the best catches you will see this season. That's Maurice Harris, recently called up from the practice squad. Not to be outdone, Case Keenum fires a laser with a rocket arm through a mouse's asshole to hit Adam Thielen, the most underrated receiver in the NFL, next to his teammate Stefon Diggs for a touchdown. Vikings win. The Skins defense folded and the Vikings prevailed without their best defensive player in Everson Griffen. Teddy Bridgewater was active this game, and many think these are tears of joy after his long road to recovery. However, I believe this is him realizing he may never start for the Vikings after Case Keenum threw 4 touchdowns against a defense we all thought was on the rise. Everything you want to know about the Monday Night Football game and the Panthers' 45-21 stomping of the Dolphins can be seen in these 2 clips. Cam Newton had a good night. He had fun. Jay Cutler was, in fact, lethally accurate, killing any chance the Dolphins had to win this game. And that's your Week 10 recap. The Chargers and Jags are missing because I'm uploading a separate video about how they performed the worst final 2 minutes of football I ever remember watching. So come back tomorrow and check that out. This episode is sponsored by SeatGeek. There's a link in the description. Use my promo code ThatsGood and you'll save $20 off your first ticket purchase on SeatGeek. And with a bunch of teams playing poorly right now, you can get NFL tickets. That's what they should call them. You can get NFL tickets at a discount and then throw on $20 more of savings with my promo code. I like SeatGeek because they rank their ticket prices, so you know if you're getting screwed, and you can preview your seat before you buy it. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports here on YouTube. Subscribe here, please. This is on Facebook. Please share the videos. Share them on the social medias. On Twitter at Brandon Perna. And NFL, man. Whoa, things are getting weird. Every week I say that, and it's still true.